All right, so tonight we're going to dive in and we're going to have episode 8. We're just rolling right along. In the last game, our adventurers finally made it to this mysterious island, the Isle of Dread. They had to leave Faerun and sail into this whirlpool that took them to Mystara, and from there they sailed into the Isle of Dread. But before they did that, right after, the kobolds had presented a mighty gift to the captain, Glendon, and had pulled up this duffel bag out of the hold and presented him with his first slave. They had apparently captured Volo back at Port Nyanzaru in Chult and presented him as a gift to the captain. The crew, the non-kobold members of the crew, were fairly upset about this. And while they were happy to have Volo along for the journey, slavery's not really, something they really wanted to do. So they decided that he wouldn't be a slave, but instead he would be a contractor. And they came up with a very firm, loose contract for Volo to join them on this journey. And they in turn promised to help protect him and keep him safe, and to return him after their treasure hunting in Mystara is done. Volo was very not happy about this arrangement, but he was kind of forced into it. So forced contractor, we'll say. Conscript, I think was the other word we used. So they have landed in Mystara. They have sailed into the bay that they had chosen as the landfall. They actually got a better map from Volo, and they decided to make landfall here. And that's what they did. They sailed in to this marshy area. They had talked to Barnabas, who cast augury, to kind of see if that was a good, if Savras would give them a good feeling about landing there. And what they were looking for is they're trying to get to this place called the High Plateau. This is where Voryx, when they were in Port Nyanzaru, told them to go for their quest that they've been on to return this amulet to this island. And they saw this map and looked at it and saw that these lines here look like rivers, or a river. And they were hoping that by landing here they could take a river through this mountain pass, and maybe that would help them the safest, quickest shot to getting to this plateau. So they landed in what ended up being a marsh. Barnabas had kind of foresaw it would be a marsh and that they would have to use a boat to get through it, which is exactly what happened. The landing party consisted of Grapple, Glendon, and Finn, and they also took Korik, the leader of the kobolds. They took Volo as well, because Volo felt it was safer to go with them than to stay on the boat with the kobolds. And they also took another kobold. I think Gabo was the other kobold that they took. And when they got to the island and they got through the marsh, they discovered a stone head sticking out of the marsh. When they got closer to this stone head, Volo was able to look at it and tell them that this was actually like a statue, a stone cut of Umberly, which the entire group was kind of baffled and bewildered how that would get here. And then the other thing that they discovered was that they were at the scene was Finn felt the water ripple and immediately cast a gust of wind off to the side, saw that someone was running in the fog, and immediately McGrundon went up and used his breath weapon and lightning charge through the fog, striking the individual, who fell to the ground, who then they saw was bound. So then everything got squirrely there, as they also got jumped by a bunch of lizard folk. So combat ensued between the party as they fought the lizard folk and also this cat person that was a captive. McGrundon went over and severed the manacles off of him, and the cat person joined into the fray. He was had a big lion mane, and he jumped in and helped him fight. Not a lot of dialogue was changed, or actually any, between the cat person and the party. And after the lizard folk were being dealt with, the cat disappeared into the jungle, into the marsh. And that's kind of where we ended the game. They had just finished the combat. They had defeated the lizard folk. And they decided, they took a lot of hits and they were kind of hurt, that maybe what they need to do at this point is go back to the boat. And they took one of the bodies of the lizard folk back to the boat. And that's where we're going to pick up. So the party is now back to the boat. They're back at the Kraken's demise, and they're in this little lagoon. We'll move it over there. So we have a set piece. So this is where the boat is right now, just right outside of the marsh. They had taken a rowboat, so everyone had safely made it back, even though Korik almost died. And Volo, between the wind that Finn had cast and Volo pulling him out of combat, saved Korik's life. They returned back. I believe Glendon actually had taken some pretty big hits from one of the enemy spellcasters as well. So they're all beat up. And had their first encounter on this island, and I think everyone kind of had this realization that this place is going to be rough. So with a little bit of intel and information, they went back to the boat to rest, kind of regroup, and decide what the next course of action is, and that is where we're going to pick up. So we're on the boat. It's nighttime. Y'all are getting ready to rest for the night. The kobolds have been busy working, repairing the ship that had hit rocks before y'all had moved from Faerun to Mystara. So they've been working on fixing the hull of the ship. So with that, Finn, what do you want to do?
First things I want to do are make sure that Korik is attended to, and I guess that Barnabas is taking care of him.
Sure. So as soon as y'all get up to the boat, Barnabas is the first one there. He's like, "Oh man, let me help you," and he sees Korik is, pretty beat down. He pulls him up, and I think he got a little bit of lay on hands from Glendon, but he's pretty beat up. Barnabas brings him in and starts attending to him, and all the kobolds are immediately jumping up like, "What could have done this?" And who has the body? The lizard folk body.
It's in the boat.
It's in the boat. Okay. Feligar reaches down and just like pulls this giant lizard up and throws it down on the deck, and all the kobolds are like, "Ooh," looking over this body. Glendon, what are you doing?
I'm gonna try to heal myself up.
Okay.
I'll spend my last 10 lay on hands.
Okay.
On me, and then I was down to 14 out of 40.
Right, yeah. That one spell, like the big spectral jaws that came out of the swamp that bit you, did a lot to you, right?
Yeah. So I'll do that, and then I'll spend my next slots on cure light wounds.
Okay, so you're basically you and Barnabas are kind of healing up.
I'm trying to heal everybody too, medicine, whatever I got to do.
Okay, so y'all basically are kind of like bandaging, healing. Kind of healing up, and Feligar immediately is going over. Well, what happened? You had combat without me?
Don't worry, I have a feeling there's going to be plenty more.
Good. I'll sharpen my blade.
You're coming to us next.
Yeah, before it gets too late, how far are we from where we know the Lion Man ran? Like, would it be a great distance to go back to that place, just trying to get an idea on the tracking, or?
It wouldn't, but I mean, you've tracked enough to know that, I mean, through a swamp, you'll be able to pick it up in the morning. I mean, it is dark now, like the sun's going down, so you kind of know, like, you could rest and probably go pick that up in the morning.
We're far enough out in the bay where the water's not foul, right?
Oh, the water's foul. Everything in the bay is foul. It's more foul as you move in. And that's something that the kobolds are talking to Grendon about. They actually want to move the boat further out of the harbor. It seems like since y'all have been gone, the water seems to raise and lower here a good bit, and the bottom of the boat is actually like coming close to hitting the bottom. And
let's back up.
They're wanting to basically back it up. So they're kind of talking about how to do that right now. They're going to have to wait for the tide to come back in to do that. You're actually kind of sitting at this point. You're going to have to wait for the water to come back in. They just weren't expecting this much water to come out. So right now the boat is you're in water, but you're not going anywhere. So McGrundon's kind of, he seems upset with the kobolds and with Feligar for allowing this to happen, even though you're in a foreign world and seas are seas. You should have known this. So there's a lot of disgruntled talk amongst the sailors. So while they're doing that, you look over, and as y'all are healing and y'all are having this conversation, the other 4 or 5 kobolds have been taking a look at this lizard folk body, and they've stripped, like, he had this armor breastplate that they took off, and you can see all of them starting to pull their knives out like they're about ready to skin this thing. Is there anything y'all want to do before they cut this thing up?
Oh, they're chopper.
What? You brought food? Yes?
Oh, you're hungry.
Well, we have
Did they
shark.
not eat the stuff we have down in the hold?
Oh, we do, but this is fresh meat.
I'll look at them and be like, do you guys think we'll need this body for anything? Maybe show the cat people that if we can find them?
No, Wes froze for a sec.
I don't hear him.
Hang on. Sorry. That was me.
There you go.
There's a mute button here, and I was like,
The dreaded mute button.
I want to take his head.
Okay. All right, so as soon as you cut the head off, all of the kobolds go, ching, and they pull out their knives, and they just go at it. They take that as a signal. It's time. So they just, as a pack, they just fillet this thing. They're cutting meat off of it. They're skinning it. They've got a hide. They're like going to tan the hide of this thing. So you got the pouch of herbs that you had pulled before, like the strange herbs that we talked about earlier. So you've got that off of him. You also had a handful of gems that I believe Glendon claimed. Seems to be his thing. And there's also like a stone like tomahawk. It's like bone with like a stone head tomahawk that he was carrying. And there's also like a breastplate. Now this is an actual breastplate that you could use. I don't know. I know, Finn, you're not really an armor person, but Glendon, this is armor. It would be AC 14, so it actually would drop your armor class, but you can move better in it, and it doesn't have a disadvantage to stealth. So if you ever wanted to switch out, you could. This is something to think about.
Yeah.
Was there any brands or any markings on the body?
There was war paint. They had like this black and red war paint, more black with like a little bit of lines of red. But at first, you just thought that the scales itself were black, and as they're skinning, you realize they're actually green, but they cover it with this black paint.
So it's green lizard skin.
Correct.
What about the claws? Are the claws any use?
You can get claws and teeth off of it. Both its feet and its actual claws itself are pretty long. If you want to use it as something.
I'm wanting to take some line that we have maybe for fishing and try to make a primitive necklace out of it. Maybe we can use this to barter with the cat people.
Okay. All right, so that's going to take a little bit of time, so you're going to be working on that. As you're crafting a necklace, is there anything that Glendon wants to be doing? So Finn's working on crafting a necklace.
With some shark teeth and other things, too.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You'll have the tiger shark teeth, right?
I'm going to talk to Feligar and just tell you, since he's eager to go out with us, kind of eager to take him now. Just tell him, hey, man, when you come with us, you can't go running off. The stuff here is awful. You can't just go headlong into the fray. We should be cautious and, no berserker rage until we tell you, please.
I will wait for the moment to charge in. You tell me when, and I'll be ready.
Either that, or we could take Barnabas.
So, so normally I allow, since we have a party of 3, you can take 1 and an X. Vola doesn't really count. But because we're down a player tonight, if you want to take 2, that's fine. I don't mind having a party. I don't mind having a party of 4 if y'all want to.
Not to mention, I think Volo's going to be staying with shit from now on out.
That also depends on y'all.
I'm guessing that's his disposition.
You could ask him.
We'll ask him what he wants. Yeah, we'll ask him what he would prefer.
To not be here.
Right now, I'd like to get some sleep, and hopefully wake up and realize that this is all a horrible dream. That is my current wish.
Yeah, we'll see you in the morning, pal.
Sure.
Good night.
As he's leaving, Korik, you notice that Korik runs up and grabs Volo and thanks him for saving him. And as soon as he does that, all the other kobolds go, "Cheers for Volo!" Like, all the kobolds are now won over for Volo because he saved Korik's life by pulling him out of the fray. So you can kind of see there's been a change in the disposition for the kobolds, that Volo isn't just a slave. He's a very valuable slave in the eyes of the kobolds. All right.
Don't have kidnapper's remorse.
No, not at all. All right. So as we kind of move through the night, they cook up some of the lizard folk, and they're eating some of that. They've also got some of the tiger shark left over, so they're having a good meal and a feast. And they're talking about, early in the morning when the tide comes out, they're going to pull this thing out. So we're going to kind of skip that. So y'all are going to have, is there anything y'all want to do before we go and have our long rest? Is there anything y'all want to do before that?
You're muted again.
Yeah, meditate.
Okay, you're meditating. Okay. All right, so you're meditating. Actually, okay, let's do this. Give me a religion check. I'm going to count meditation for a monk like prayer.
Bad.
Yeah.
Straight up bad.
You have this impending feeling of dread and fear about whatever's on this island. Oh, I just totally punned that, but it's true. You do sense that whatever is on this island is going to be a real test of your skill set. Just the environment seems to be rough. The things that are here seems to be rough. You can see and hear things in the distance that sound big and monstrous. And even at night, you can hear the echoes of the roars, and it kind of disrupts your meditation. But that's you're kind of fighting back that anxiety and that feeling of, will you be quick enough and strong enough to deal with whatever is out there? So that's what you're dealing with tonight as you're resting. Okay.
One more thing.
Yes.
I'm looking at the painting.
Okay. Dreary skies for tomorrow. Dreary skies for tomorrow. Good call.
It works here. That's good.
Yeah, it seems to work here. Okay. Do you want to do it? So Barnabas is your follower. Do you want to do anything with Barnabas?
I would like to get a divination basically on attempting to make contact with the cat folk.
Okay. All right. All right, so you ask him to do that. He pulls out his shell and goes, "I'll be glad to take a look. Do you know this cat folk's name by any chance?"
We know they're called the Rakasta.
Rakasta. Okay. What specifically do you want me to ask Savras?
If this will be a fortunate meeting, if they will have good favor with us.
Will they have good favor? Oh, I can do that. Okay. So he takes the shell, not his shell, but it's like the shell he carries around his shield. Basically, it's another shell. He flips it over. He throws the bone in there, and he kind of starts spinning it around and everything. And he goes, "Oh, mighty Savras, as we venture out tomorrow and meet out with these Rakasta, will it be a good meeting? Will they welcome us, or will they meet us with the blade, with the sword?" And he's kind of going back and forth. And he looks down and he goes, "Ooh, well, they could be a very powerful ally, but I see here they have a mighty favor to ask of you."
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think it's worth the risk.
Okay. So that's with Barnabas. Okay, so now, Glendon, what do you want to do tonight before we turn in for the night? Anything?
Speaking of if things work over here, I'm going to pray and just ask my Leaky if she's here, if she'll be with us. I don't know how gods work in parallel dimensions.
Where are you as you're praying?
I'll be down in my hold.
Yeah, okay. The chapel to be. The chapel to be. The chapel to be. Okay. All right, so are you alone as you're doing this?
I'll ask if anybody wants to come with me. They
Um,
don't seem like a very religious group.
so you're standing around. Felgar looks and goes, I'll be by your side. You already had this conversation on the other island. He's interested. All right, so he's gonna go. He puts his axe down next to you, and he's kind of he's sitting with his big horn sticking out, and he goes, "So what do we do?"
Pray.
You pray. I'll listen. I will listen.
Here we go.
All right. So give me a religion check and then prayer. Is there anything? Also, you could guidance this, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah, I'll definitely add guidance.
Okay.
Religion's just straight up, so I'll just do a 20 and a 4.
Okay.
Roll. Jeez.
Okay. I will say this: because you're praying with somebody, I'll give you advantage on the roll because he is helping. So I'll give you another D20 roll. It does count as a help. You have a follower there.
Much better.
Whoa. Okay. So that's a 23. All right. So you begin to. What does this? I need the prayer. I need the prayer to Myliki. What does this sound like?
The gist of it.
Just the gist. Yeah.
Yeah. Lady of the Forest, basically, are you here? Are you still answering? Are you still, basically, are you here? Can I still rely on you? It's like that. Just making sure. I don't know if, maybe that God was left behind in the other world or.
Okay. All right, here's what happens. You're praying. You have your eyes closed. You're praying. You hear the sound. You hear like a very faint neigh and the sound of hoof prints clopping about the deck. Okay? As you're praying, you feel Felgar grab you on the shoulder and go, Glendon, open your eyes slowly. And as you do that, there is a unicorn in the room with you. You see it for a brief moment. It looks at you, and it lets out this like this neigh sound, and it turns and it darts, and you see it disappear out the side of the deck, like it just moves through the deck like a spectral unicorn. And Felgar goes, I don't believe it. It's real. It's all real.
Yeah. I think we're going to make a convert out of Felgar. Yeah. Awesome. So, and that gives me very, very good. That gives me a lot of confidence.
Right.
So,
okay.
All right. Awesome.
Okay. So you've confirmed that. Also, Felgar's like, he goes, is there anything else I can do? He's very bought in at this point. You just summoned a spectral unicorn into the hull of the boat.
Is he willing to I don't know. Forgot his god's name. I got it written down somewhere.
Arnok.
Maybe.
Arnok.
Is he willing? You want to become a convert?
Arnok is not
He's not quite there yet.
Arnok is not a god. He was my father, a great knight of Taladia.
Ooh.
We do not.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right, we worship our ancestors, but this my Leaky, she seems powerful and worthy and wise. I would like to know
I
more.
think there's room for both here. You can honor your ancestors as you always have, and maybe have room for a deity if there's
Careful. You know what you get when you mix a barbarian with a religion. It's a zealot.
Yep, exactly.
Burn the non-believer.
Awesome.
All right, so with that, we'll end scene with the rest. So everyone gets their long rest. get all of your abilities or spell slots back. Is there any changing in spell slots that you want to make for the next day? No, we're good. I don't think.
I don't want to change out anything that's in the stone currently.
Okay, so the Eon Stone is going to stay the same. All right. So the next morning, you get up early. You can hear the goblins up top. You hear them like heave, heave, and they're like
Kobolds?
pulling. Sorry, kobolds. Did I say goblins? What did I say?
Goblins. You said goblins.
I meant kobolds. I apologize. The kobolds. So yes, the kobolds are up top. You hear them like going heave, heave. So they're pulling some ropes. You go up and you look around, and all the kobolds, not goblins, are looking about, and you can see they're trying to get the boat, basically pushed off. And you look down in the ocean, and you see Feligar is actually down there, like actually trying to push this giant galleon. And they're like pulling ropes. This thing is stuck, but they're waiting for as the water comes in, it lifts. So not anything that Feligar did. He just thought that would help.
Yeah. Okay. We're starting to move back out.
Okay, yeah, the boat's kind of starting to move back out. So at this point, I guess y'all are wanting to go scout and find if you can track this Rakasta down. Is that the plan for today? Okay, McGrundon wants to stay with the kobolds and help sail the boat out and get it out of the harbor. There also seems to be some type of argument going back between McGrundon and the kobolds. Nebu is wanting to make some adjustments to the ship structurally that McGrundon seems to be arguing about and saying, "Oh, we're not doing that." So they're trying to convince him of these kobold enhancements to the boat. And McGrundon's not really hearing it. He's like, no, we're not doing that. So there's a lot of that going on. So who is going with you today? So it's going to be the two of you and who else? Y'all want to take Feligar and Barnabas?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about Volo? Or you want to take Volo or leave him behind?
Let's get Volo's opinion. Tell him what we're trying to do. We're trying to make contact with the Rakasta, trying to make them into allies, and trying to find a safe haven to maybe a port for us to leave our boat, an ally on the island.
Might be a good space for the party,
Volo says, well, I might be able to help with that. I'm pretty good at comprehending languages.
Languages?
Yes. So I might be able to help you communicate.
Are you adept at tracking at all?
No. Well, a little. I've done
I'm
it some.
thinking with all of us together, we might be
Right. As y'all are having this conversation, Barnabas kind of like peers in and goes, "Now I might also add, I have traveled many places, and I speak several languages, and I have an ear for language, if that would be of service."
Of course, you're coming. You're coming.
Oh, well, good.
Hang back if any danger.
Get your beaten stick ready. You might need it.
He's got his beaten stick. Volo actually is carrying his staff that he basically the stick you were using before. You could tell he's been like shaving it and kind of not sharpening it, but just like making it more of a staff. So he actually has a legit quarterstaff. You also see on the end of his quarterstaff, he's taken some twine and he's tied like some very thin rope. He's tied this red gem on the end of his quarterstaff. And as you look over, he goes, "It's just my lucky gem. I don't go anywhere without it."
Don't let the captain see it.
He got a thing for gem. He wouldn't take my gem, would he?
I just met the guy.
Yeah, good. I'll keep that in mind. And he takes it like his handkerchief out and like ties it on top of the staff, covering the gem. And he's like, "There, no harm, no foul. I guess I'll join you."
We all know that we're going to be going into. We're not going to be going up the river. We're going to be kind of progressing this, so we don't have to take the boat with us. We need to make preparations. We know we're going to have a.
You're gonna have to take the boat to go from where you are, because now y'all are out in the bay.
Oh, true.
So you're gonna have to
leave it on the.
On the bank, right? You're still. You know that you need to get back where you were, which is marsh. You're gonna have to go into the marsh to pick up the track of where you were before.
Yep.
Okay.
So any preparations, if anybody needs, galoshes or
I think we're good. Glendon, are you sticking with the chainmail or are you switching to the breastplate?
Yeah, I'll go with us. Chainmail gives me 20.
This would drop you to
Breastplate
18.
would drop me down to 17.
18.
18. It's not bad.
Well, hang on. Let me think about that.
Yeah,
No,
I'll-
yeah. Because you have a magic shield.
I'll stick with what I got on for now.
Okay. All right.
We'll see if with a lot of stealth that needs to be done. Maybe I can.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. You don't want to carry an extra piece of armor.
Oh no! I ain't doing that.
It's heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, it plays out.
Okay.
what if you brought it, and if you don't end up using it, you offer it as a gift?
Could do that.
Because I'm bringing the necklace as well.
That's a
If I
great
made
idea.
one.
Yeah.
What about the head? Are you bringing the head too?
We'll put it in a bag.
Put a head in the bag. All right. So you've got a head in the bag. You've got your necklace. Felagar can easily, carry the armor without a problem.
Hold on, I wanted to ask a question.
Yeah.
Rewind.
Okay.
The fish that we saw earlier, were those piranhas?
Quite possibly.
I'm gonna leave let's put overnight. Rewind. Let's put the head into the bay on a rope and see if we can clean this thing up. Pick the flesh off of it.
Using them to clean
I got it.
That's
All right. The next morning you pull this up. It's a skull.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
it's not as nasty.
Right. Yeah. Not a problem. Not a problem. Okay. All right. So, actually, Felagar can put the breastplate on. His AC would actually be the same, but he'll just wear it. Okay, so he's strapped.
Just so nobody has to carry it.
Right, he doesn't have to carry. It's his AC stays the same. So he fashions the breastplate. He's got his axe and he's ready to go. So, all right. So at this point, y'all are lowering the boat down. You're rowing. So it's going to be 5 of you this time. It's going to be you two plus Barnabas the turtle, Felagar the minotaur, and Volo is coming along. So 5 in that boat is a little tight, especially with the size of the furbog and the minotaur. So it's a little tight, but you guys can manage. Also, if push came to shove, both the turtle and the triton could just swim.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys managed to row. Y'all get to the bank, and you're back. We'll kind of skip forward. Y'all are back. You row through the marsh. Again, the weather today, you don't have a fog today. You just have that constant impending feeling like it's going to downpour in any moment, and it doesn't. It just kind of like drizzles, and it's just that miserable like cold comes in, and you just want it to rain already, because it just keeps like you hear like distant rolling thunder. It's just teasing like it's going to happen. And as you row into the bog itself, again, that smell hits all of you. Like you could smell it in the bay, but as you get closer in, and it is foul.
One thing for sure I want to do is when we leave the boat, I want to flip it over and try to camouflage it as best I can and tie it up or something so it doesn't float away.
Okay. Now y'all actually can go back to the scene that y'all were at before. I mean, y'all can swim right back. I mean, it's right back up to that marsh that you were at. You get up to that stone head of possibly Umberly. That's a good point to flip the boat over if you want to leave it there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. All right. So you manage to row the boat up into that upside down head that's laying out in the marsh. You get the boat out. You flip it over. You cover it in the marsh the best you can. Put some brush over to kind of camouflage it. You look over. Some of the bodies are still kind of here. There's pieces of it. Whatever. Something came through the night and ate a lot of this. But there are pieces of those lizard folk kind of floating around here and there.
Okay.
Is there anything I want to do? Or just continue on?
You're muted.
Start tracking.
All right, so give me a survival check. Now, you can roll for it. Felgar will help you with it as well.
Well,
Actually, no,
yeah, Danny,
Volo.
what is yours?
What is it again? Survival? Let me see. Survival. At +2.
All right, so here's the thing. Barnabas will actually help you. And what we're going to do is, Finn, you're going to roll it, but you're going to use his modifier. So what y'all going to do is roll survival with advantage. Glendon?
I'm going to give a little prayer to my Leaky. She might help you out.
All right, so Barnabas, he gets a +5, so you're going to use his. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to roll a D20 with advantage, +5, plus a D4 for guidance. So y'all should be able to nail this.
Hopefully.
So a 17.
Plus 5 is
5.
22. Yeah, plus a D4.
A D4.
Yeah, that's massive. All right, go ahead and roll the D4 just for fun. Let's see if you can how high you can get this. That's crazy. All right, so here's what happened. You go to start tracking, and you see the prints are moving in the direction that he was originally running. You start to move in that direction, and Barnabas goes, "Now, whoa, slow down. You missed something." And you pause and you look and you realize he doubled back. He moved. He went. He did go. But he points out that those footprints, some of them are deeper than they should be. And you look, and he actually moved back in the same, trying to cover it. But Barnabas spotted it because the toes are on the front and in the back. He's like, no, he went, and then he came back. He's a tricky one. So as you're traveling, you're tracking what you felt would have been maybe south. It's hard to tell. He actually doubled back and went back towards where the lizard folk were coming from. And that should take you close to the river.
Okay.
So with that, y'all travel a good 20-30 minutes into this bog. It gets out of the bog itself, and now you're actually kind of moving through like marshy jungle. Even as you move into the jungle, you still get the bog smell. It still smells awful. There's like little bugs and mosquitoes and everything flying around. The whole place just seems nasty. It's just a black sludge everywhere. As you move through that, you do come across the bank of a river. And it opens up to this little stream. So, yes.
I was going to see if the water is still foul here or if it's fresher.
It's okay. It's the water itself is fresher, but you still smell it. And as you look, it's almost like part of the water is clean and some of it is not, which is very odd.
Can I make a nature check?
You may.
Not that it's very good, but we'll see.
I'm going to give this to you. I'm going to give it to you because you know water. And something is befouling this water. This is not natural.
Danny, my friend, do you feel like this is unhallowed ground?
Was just about to say. I'm going to. Let me see here. I think it works differently now. I'll do Divine Sense. It's basically detect good or evil, basically.
Okay. So I'm going to flavor this ability a little bit differently for you because you're an Oath of Ancients paladin. You're a nature paladin. So your divine sense here, I'm going to say that it's going to allow you to know that, yes, nature itself is being attacked. Something is actually bringing like a befoul or something magical is definitely tainting the area. And there's something that stirs inside of you, like an anger, that something would come in, and because basically it's taking the beauty of nature and just making it like vile and nasty. And you can see, like, you look around and suddenly you have this sense of the plants and the animals are like in pain as whatever this is hurting nature itself. Like, one thing, you look around, you don't see any animals. You know, you don't see, there's no squirrels or rabbits, there's no birds chirping around here. You look around, there's no fish in this water. I mean, there's nothing. It's just, what you see is you see worms and you see maggots and you see all this other kind of stuff. Just like, everything is just kind of gross.
Right. Relay that to everybody.
I will tell my friend that I feel it too, and that maybe if we speak with the Rakasta, we can. I'm going to look towards Barnabas and say maybe this is the challenge that they would need, because if they live off the land, this may be impacting them.
Yeah, that favor they need. Maybe perhaps.
This is very possible. Would you like me to do anything to help you with this?
Is there any way you could get a sense of the nature of this disturbance?
Is it magical or divine, or
more like what could be causing this?
I'll give it a roll.
Sure.
Oh. There are many things I have experienced that could possibly cause befoulment of witches or hags, or a lot of different things.
Probably a hag.
It could also be something unique to this world. I have not actually traveled to Mustar. So he's just kind of going on, and Filigar goes, enough!
Yeah, we have a long journey. Let's get going.
Okay. So you guys, now at this point, if you see this here, are you walking in the water? Are you walking on the bank? Like, if you are walking up and see this scene that I've got set up in front of you, how are you going to traverse this? Now, the tracks itself, let's do this. Give me another tracking.
Okay. Give me some more guidance.
Woo!
Nice.
That's some hot rolling right there. Okay. Between the guidance and Barnabas helping you, Finn, you're really good at tracking, but Barnabas has something like a sixth sense about it. Like, you're looking for tracks, and he's already 5 feet in front of you and found the next set. Like, he's just very good at this. And he looks up, and basically, like, if I'm gonna ping over here on this bank, you're basically looking through here in the rocks and seeing if you see anything here. He's all the way up here, and he's already found the next track. And he goes, oh, he came this way, but look. If you look, he crouched down right here. You can see the indentation in the mud. Something spooked him.
Let's look for other tracks around here. We found his. Let's see if we can see what caused his alarming.
All right. Now, basically,
we know he was facing a certain direction, so we can kind of...
Right. He's basically looking upstream. The two of you and Barnabas are up front. Glendon and Feligar and Volo are all kind of in the back. Volo is staying right next to Feligar. He's the biggest thing, so Volo is staying right there. Let me take a look here. As y'all are up front, both of you give me perception checks. So I'll roll for Barnabas, and then give me one for Finn.
I need to do one?
No, Barnabas doesn't catch it. Wow, man, your Finn is just all about them wisdom rolls. All right, so y'all are up front. Barnabas is reaching down. He's very focused on looking at the tracks itself. You stop dead cold, and you listen, and against the wind, you heard a voice. You're not quite sure what it said. It wasn't a language you recognized, but you definitely heard a voice, and it seemed far away. But you just caught it like a glimpse of it. It's like hearing someone talking at a great distance.
I'm gonna grab him by the shell, turn him to kind of face me, and point to my ears, and kind of gesture in the direction that I heard it.
And he was like, I don't hear anything. What'd you
I
hear?
heard something.
What did you hear?
I heard a voice whispering.
What kind of voice? And he kind of leans in. He tries to listen again. Oh, wait, no. I do hear it. I hear it. It's very close to Draconian. Very close. Not exactly, but the same idea. Why would there be Draconian, though? Something similar to the Kobold speak, but this is different.
Like lizard folk?
It's possible. That's possible.
Can we get an idea of which direction it's coming from?
It seems to be coming basically to in front of you and to the right. Upstream.
Same direction the tracks are going?
Same direction as the stream. Like if you follow the stream.
Okay. So I'm going to give Barnabas the idea that I think this leads towards the lizard folk encampment. And from this point on, we need to keep in mind that we may be being tracked. So, as we go back to tracking the Rakasta, I want to spend a key point to use Pass Without Trace.
I think that's 2 points for Pass Without Trace. I think it's 2.
See.
Yeah, you gain the Minor Illusion cantrip. As an action, you can spend 2 key points to cast Darkness, Dark Vision, Pass Without Trace, or Silence. So it's 2 key points, and you currently have 4, so that's half your key points, but it lasts an hour. Okay.
Yep.
All right, so you cast Pass Without Trace, and this...
Everybody needs to stay within radius.
All right, so is it just like in Warcraft with the rogue? Okay, that's funny. All right, so everybody gets close to you, and this aura of, not quite silence, but just everything is just muted as all of y'all are together. So now all 5 of you are brought together, and now y'all are kind of quietly moving through the jungle, tracking. But at this point, are you tracking the Rakasta or the sound?
The Rakasta.
Okay, the Rakasta. The Rakasta seems to be moving in that same direction, and at one point it stops. The tracks stop, and there are no more tracks. He just vanished from this spot.
Well, he's a cat, so I'm going to investigate the trees.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me an investigation check. Actually, this would still be survival. It's still tracking. It is still survival. It's fine. I see that it's listed down there. Okay. You look at the first tree next to you, and you do see some claw marks in the trees. And you look up, and you do see he definitely left a trail going up a tree far up into the canopy.
Can we follow that from the ground?
Some of you could.
How good a climber are you?
I don't see. I don't know how good the turtle is at climbing, but
Well, we wouldn't all have to follow it. Just somebody that could climb has to follow it, and then the people on the ground can follow it.
is Pass Without Trace on you?
It's on me, so I can't do it.
Well, Barnabas could. Not Barnabas. I'm sorry, Feligar. Feligar's a climber.
I'm going to ask him and think you could track this thing.
I could. Easy enough.
So all we got to do is climb, look, get a trace, come down if you have to. I mean, I'm not expecting him to go tree to tree to tree to tree.
It would be a mighty challenge. And he takes his axe, he straps it to his back, and he goes, and you see this giant minotaur starting to climb up the tree. Its branch that he's on cannot carry the weight of the minotaur. It snaps, and he falls to the ground with this giant thud. That sound echoes around you, and everyone stops for a second. Now, the good thing is he was still in your pass without trace. That being said, the sound still, it's not silent. It's still echoed. But y'all are now basically, he's like looking around like, what? The voice and the wind that you heard it for a split second and then silence.
I'm just gonna look around and say, we gotta keep going. We gotta get out of here.
Okay. So
at this point, I'm gonna say, no more talking.
Okay, so you're kind of hushing the group. All right, so what I need now is I need a stealth for every single person as you're trying to move. Like, you're trying to get away from where you are now?
We know the basic direction it's going. We're going to go that way for a little bit and get out of where we are from where the sound originated.
Gotcha. All right, I need a stealth check for everybody with plus 10 for pass without trace. Glendon, you will be rolling at disadvantage, but plus 10.
Plus 4 as well.
Oh, plus 4. Okay.
I clicked the wrong thing first, so I'm probably going to roll 2. Nope, no, I didn't. Sorry.
All right, so the first stealth is the one we're going to take. That's holy moly. All right, so Finn, you're quiet as a mouse.
Okay.
Let's see.
We add 4 to this. Did it roll 2?
You got a natty. So even with disadvantage, we take the 19. You're totally fine because you're going to take that plus the 10 for pass without trace. So you're totally fine. Felgar, he rolls a 14 plus his bonus 4 plus 10, so he's totally fine. And then Barnabas here rolls a 3 plus 10 is 13, and plus 0, so he's the low. And then Volo, he is also quiet as a mouse. So 13 is the number to beat.
Holy. I'd say a couple of those did.
So y'all are sneaking. And, all right, so y'all get to this embankment. And let's, I guess we got to pull up the other map now.
Good.
All right. So here is where we are. Let's get everybody.
Wait, we couldn't see any of this?
Y'all are coming through the brush. Finn, you're basically here. Y'all moved up, and then as you make the corner, you see this ahead of you. Glendon's going to be right there beside you. We don't have a McGrundon. Which NPCs do we have? We have Volo. We're going to put him kind of down here. We have Barnabas, who will be behind. Put Barnabas there. And then we have Felgar, who is here. All right, so there's the 5 of you. All right, what you see in front of you is you see some type of giant skull altar. That's the first thing that you see. There are 2 braziers lit beside it. You do immediately spot that there seems to be a corpse on top of the altar itself. You see a giant cage with a cat person in it. Looks to be, it's hard to tell. Could be the same cat person, could be different. You also see a fire pit here, a couple of tents. You see 3 tents around it. And you see a number of lizard folk. Let me pull, where are my lizards? All right. There are 5 lizard folk. There are 4 carrying spears, things of that nature. There's another one in the back, closer to the altar, and he is carrying a shield that has like a spike on the end of it. He has this very tall yellow fin coming off the top of his head. He looks a little different than the others, where they've got more like the lower. This guy's got like a full was a Komodo dragon type fin coming off of his back, and he is holding a very ornate scepter in his hand. And he's like looks over and he's pointing over to the others. You hear him speaking and like pointing over to the brush where y'all were.
You want to do this?
Well, I think we need to lie in wait first. if we could get an ambush, it would be better.
Okay.
Okay.
So
You want them to tell me where you want them to go.
We want to move into that tree line right above us, I think.
all right, as y'all are sitting there, y'all see this. They're looking over. The one that's the with the scepter that's pointing. He runs over to here, and he takes the scepter itself and he bangs it on the shield loudly. And you see like this sparks come off of it, and all the other lizard folk they start feeling all this energy hit them, and you see them all slightly grow larger. And they all start cheering, like they're cheering, and they're like banging their spear up against the ground, and they're like, they're banging on the rocks. They're making a lot of noise as they kind of start getting larger. All right.
Good.
So,
Want them in these trees, you said?
y'all want to get in those trees?
No, I was asking Wes.
Yeah, I want to move up.
You want them to like cross over the river to us and like ambush them?
Well, here's what I want to try to do. I want the group to kind of get in here. I'm going to try to go point to about right here and sneak up, and I've got a shot in the dark I want to try.
Okay.
What is this here?
Just a tree.
A bush?
It's a tree.
Tree,
So
okay.
I'm gonna try to stealth up to here.
All right. You start to move. You look over. You notice that they're looking at you.
Oh, they just straight up see us.
Yeah. Like y'all are sitting there looking around, and y'all look, and it's this one here. You see him look over. He's looking at you. But they're waiting.
Okay. Well, there's no stealthing now, so let's walk up to this edge of the bank here.
Okay.
Okay. I'll go with you. Maybe we could parlay.
I want to walk till
Maybe.
about right. Can we get right? Can I get right here?
Sure. Barnabas is going to stay here. Felagar is going to be here. And Volo will be back in these trees.
And I'm going to use a Yunestone spell.
Okay.
I'm going to tell this guy right here he should be a part of our team.
Ooh. What's the save on that?
Let's see.
Yes, you are.
It is a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. I think it's 13 was the number. He failed. All right. He's
On the team.
huh? He starts moving
Nice to
towards
have you on the team.
He starts moving towards you, and so now he sees you as friendly. He starts moving towards you and he starts talking to you worried and like doing this, like just like moving his hands. You don't understand what he's saying. Barnabas looks, he steps forward, and as all of this is happening, he's like, he's telling us to run for our lives.
Ask him why.
He tries to sound something out that sounds a little bit like that, like draconic or something. And this one just continues to move forward. And as you look behind him, this other one has gotten closer. And the one here in the middle, takes the rod and takes it and jams it like this. And all four of these disappear.
All the lizard people?
Yeah, the four back here disappear. They just poof. They vanish.
Danny, can you fairy fire that area? Or do you have to have a target?
I think
It's an area.
yeah.
'Over there!
20-foot cube.
Where do you want it to land here?
Yeah.
All right.
Saw them, yeah.
You go to cast. You cast Fairy Fire, and it shoots out. They're gone. There's nothing there.
Okay. Watch our flank.
This one, he moves up a step. This one in the back, you didn't notice this in the back, but you look, that one, the cat person is completely covered in blood. And he's bound inside of that, and he's like roaring and like calling out. You can't understand what he's saying, but he is completely panicked. Everybody give me a quick perception check.
Oh god. Okay, I know what's going on.
I don't. This is gonna be awful.
Oh, that's it. That was the one we needed. All right. Y'all are all like panicked, like not knowing what's going on. Felgar, you hear something moving in the brush. There's something about, you've been in the woods so much. There's what other people would hear in the trees is just the wind. This is not that. You hear something actually moving through the trees that other people might be thinking is something else. And you look over, and as a brief second, I'm going to give you one action, and then we're going to roll initiative. You see this giant Tyrannosaurus Rex busting through the trees.
Yeah, he's the goat from Jurassic Park.
Oh my god. Is this the 100?
No, we haven't got to that yet.
Oh, good. Okay, so it's in the trees next to us? Oh, it's coming this way. Okay.
Yeah. All right, everybody. So you get one action, and then we're going to roll initiative.
Oh,
It could be a move. It could be a spell. It could be crapping your pants. I just need to know what is your one action for kind of seeing it before everybody else.
I'm gonna invis.
Yes. And poof, Glendon is gone. All right, with that, everyone roll initiative.
Go ahead and bring the thing up before we do, so you can track it.
Gotcha. There we go. How do I just?
There's a way you can capture it as it happens. Maybe this.
You can. I know that you can enter it in. Okay. All right. So Wes has got an 18. So if you can put that in for your guy. Barnabas. Felgar.
It won't let me edit it.
Oh, it won't? Okay. All right, so Finn, you've got an 18. What did Glendon get? A 4. A mighty 4. All right. Mr. Barnabas, also going on a 4. Actually, let's do this. Let's have, for the sake of argument, let's do it this way. Barnabas is going to go on Finn's turn. We'll do those together so we can keep this streamlined. Glendon, Felgar will go on your turn. Volo will be separate, and it'll be also this 4 that I just rolled. And that way we can kind of keep them all together. And just kind of keep it faster. Okay? But we will roll for our lizard folk. A 3. And now the one that matters, the T-Rex. A 15. Plus,
did they all like coalesce into one?
Plus 0. All right. So Volo.
They don't like coalesce into one big T-Rex.
No, they just.
Well, it looks like.
I mean, they brought this thing. They were offering this thing up to the guy, I think.
Okay. All right. So T-Rex is like roaring and crawling and has this look dinosaur. He's like little arms, you know. He comes marching in. All right. So Finn, what are you gonna do?
Quick initial. How deep is this river?
You look 10 feet, 15 feet, maybe.
So it's pretty deep.
Pretty deep, yeah.
And we're on the other side.
Correct. And across, it's 20, 15 to 20 feet across, depending on where.
Can I vault this thing? Like jump it?
Yeah.
Uh, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. How long? I can go 30 without having to dash, right? So I can
Correct.
get to there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna free this guy.
All right. So you run
What I was
up.
gonna do.
All right. So you sprint across. It has a lock on it. You want to just make an attack roll against the lock.
Yes.
Okay. I take it back. It's a rope, so you can just cut it.
Yeah.
These are lizard folk. They wouldn't have a lock. All right. So you take your spear and you just cut the rope. So that's going to be your action. So anything for bonus action, or is that good?
Bonus action. I'm going to hunter's mark the dinosaur.
Okay. Hunter's mark on the dinosaur. All right. So now we move to Glendon, who is invisible.
All right, what about Midas Sav?
Oh, Midas Savrus. I forgot. Savrus goes.
Also, since I hunter's marked, the pass without trace is
Gone.
It's
Correct.
concentration.
Right. Okay. So that is gone. Hunter's mark is
Does
up.
Mechanically?
You can track it.
Yeah.
Hunter's mark lets you track. Okay. Barnabas is going to cast. He's going to reach up with his stick and just point it at the dinosaur. And he's going to be like, "Back, you foul beast!" No, get back out of here. And he just like casts, and you see this light come out of his stick.
Go on and get.
Scat! Get out of here!
Let me see. Hold up. That's going to hit.
Oh.
That will hit.
Ooh.
All right. So you see this bolt of light come out. It hits the shoulder, and the dinosaur goes and roars as it takes this shot. It actually burns, and you see like this scar come across its side. Okay. It's also the entire dinosaur is actually like lit up at this point, so mechanically, the next person who attacks it gets advantage on the attack. With that, Barnabas is going to step back to here. All right, so that was him. Now it's Glendon's turn, and Feligar's turn.
Okay, so the dinosaur hasn't gone yet, right?
No. He's going soon. He's going next. Actually, no. He's a 15. I apologize. He's going now. So before you and Feligar move up, he's going to move up and try to eat the charmed guy here.
Lionel the lizard says no.
Oh, no,
It
this
actually
is crazy.
dodges out of the way of this massive bite. So he comes down with his bite. The lizard folk dodges to the ground, and it snatches just above its head. The T-Rex roars and is going to turn and try to slap him with his tail.
Towards me or towards the river?
If he's coming this way, it'll be towards you.
Okay.
And the lizard takes that much damage. 10, 16.
Off a 6.
Say 16 plus 7, 24. He's dead. His body slides this way. You hear the breaking of many bones as his body slides. His head hits that log and just kind of like cracks over. He's dead.
Not sure if this is something we should mess with.
All right, now it's Glendon's turn and Feligar's turn.
Right.
But we could have a T-Rex skull.
All right. So,
Hey, Barnabas has already drawn first blood.
You drew first blood.
Can track like Rambo too. My God. So what I'm gonna pull out a potion and throw it at the T-Rex. It's a pretty big
Target.
Oh, I know what you're doing. Okay, now when you do that, that counts as an attack, so you'll become visible.
Right.
Okay. All right. Do you want to move before you do that, or you just want to stay where you're at?
Will that give him any difference on the attack?
Nah. All right. So this is going to be a dex attack because you're throwing it.
Okay. So ranged, basically.
It's ranged, but you still get your proficiency modifier. I'll give that to you. So just roll like a d20 plus 2.
I imagine the AC of a dinosaur cannot be that great.
It's a big target. That's going to hit. All right, now he has to make us. Is this the one I think it is?
It's the Tanglefoot bag.
So basically, it's
target root.
It's a single. The single target one. Okay, perfect. That's perfect. The other one is straight up like a large area. He flat fails that. Okay, so that thing hits. And basically what happens, it explodes and all these little seeds fall to the ground. Those seeds, as soon as it hits the soil, like erupt, and all of these vines start like tangling around the dinosaur. And he's just like screaming and yelling and roaring, and it's like deafening as all of this stuff is basically like tying him down. Do you want to move?
Yeah.
I got an idea.
That's 10 feet to the next shore. Can I leap that?
All right, so I give this to the monk. For you wearing your armor, you'll have to make an athletics check to see if you can make it.
Gotcha.
I skipped over that thing. I was just like,
yeah. There's certain things I just let the monk do. You know, I've seen Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I know what they can do.
I'm gonna run on the leaves.
Right. All right. So give me an athletics check if you want to jump it.
Roll.
Yeah. Oh, you're good. All right. So you basically you back up a step, you run to, and you jump to like here on this bank. You've got probably 10 feet of movement left.
Okay. Move. Let's see. I definitely don't want to be the closest. Yeah. I'm gonna be the closest anyway. All right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Feligar's turn. He's going to do the same thing. He's going to jump. The first thing he's going to do is going to a bull rage. And then he's going to make the leap because he gets advantage on that. Not a problem. Yeah. Then he's going to run up and hit this thing over the head with his axe.
Why not hit it in the butt where it doesn't have a mouth?
Ah!
Hardly knew ye.
That's going to miss. He's going to go into a frenzy. And he's going to attack again.
Now, question. Is there any...
benefit, advantage, entangle, or anything? I don't even know what that does.
Well, the dinosaur probably, if it has any dex, it probably doesn't have that anymore.
It also is restrained, so it's going to have a hard time moving. So you can maybe kite this thing around until it breaks free. All right, so he hit it.
Got an idea, Danny.
Hang on. Feligar is in his frenzy. All right, so he hit it, and it's going to do 3, 4, 5 plus 2. He's going to do another 12 damage, so we've done 24 damage to it total. All right, so he goes, and he just takes his axe. He misses with the first time. He actually hit part of the entanglement. He comes around with the axe a second time. He lands the axe into the side of one of its legs, and he pulls, like, some blood out of its leg. The T-Rex turns and immediately roars. Like, he's got, like, reached back, and this giant jaw is, like, roaring at Feligar. And now we go to Volo.
Shits his pants.
No. Volo calls out to Glendon and says, he says, quickly, you could flank it. All right, so what this is going to do, this is an ability he has. You get advantage on the next thing that you want to do.
Okay.
So he's basically calling out.
Wait.
Inspiration, I like it.
Did Barnabas's attack give Felgar anything since he was the next person to actually hit it?
You know what? It did. So the first attack should have gotten advantage, which he would roll. To the frenzy attack, I should re-roll. He hasn't actually made his frenzy attack yet. That's a good point. I forgot. Good job. So this is the
Unless you're counting Danny's entanglement, which I don't know if
I'm not. No,
Okay.
I didn't. So all right. So that's going to be 15 plus 5. That's another 20 points of damage. Good. That was a good call on the guiding bolt. All right. So Felgar's second attack does land true. And at this point, there's a large gash in the right leg of the dinosaur. It pulls back. Volo calls out as soon as that happens. He calls out to Glendon and said, it's not going to be able to attack well on its right side. But he's telling you a direction, like go to the right. And with that, he moves further up into the brush.
Smack it in the ass, and then he runs into the trees.
Right. All right. Top of the round, we go to Finn.
Okay. Tell me if this is even worth trying.
Okay.
Do the vines look flammable?
Oh yeah, there's trees.
All right. So we're gonna scoot over here. I'm gonna take the spear and try to flip a log at it, and then I'm gonna run up and hit him.
Okay, so movement, action.
I'm not trying to grab.
This will be an action. If you want to flip the log over there, it's an action. Because it's
worth it.
If it was covered in like lamp oil, I would say yes. But that's a slow burn. It's like throwing a fire on. It takes a minute. All right.
I'm gonna go up here,
Flank him.
flanking him.
All right, so you get advantage on the attack. So you're gonna run up, and this is the first attack, main hand spear. So,
Yep.
Okay. So roll with advantage, and strike the mighty beast.
7.
Is that total? Is 7?
7 or a 6.
Miss.
Okay. Offhand.
Okay. Offhand will hit. So it'll be 6 damage plus.
The D6 for the hunter's mark.
Correct.
1.
A mighty 1. Flurry of blows.
Flurry of blows.
Okay.
Another unarmed. As long as I'm getting advantage. God.
11 will not hit. Okay.
Okay.
Wait. Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right. Now it's the dino turn.
Is this bonus? I did the bonus action. That's the flurry of blows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was that? Does that take a key point?
It does.
Okay.
So you've got one left.
3.
All right. The dinosaur, the T-Rex is going to go try and bite Barnabas.
Barnabas?
Not Barnabas.
Or
I'm sorry.
Felgar.
Felgar. He's going to try to bite Felgar. With a mighty 19, he will strike him true with the bite.
Eesh.
Now, he is raging.
Eesh.
Jesus.
Good thing, because that's 50 points of damage. But it's halved because he's raging, so he takes 25 damage. All right, he picks him up. So at this point, he actually grabs him, and he's actually got Felgar in his mouth. Okay. At this point, he's going to take his tail and try to hit Finn.
Is he broke free of the entanglement?
Strength check for that. That's a good call. That actually may stop him from doing that. No, he breaks 3. All right, so he doesn't get the tail attack this turn. So he gets the bite, but the entanglement were around it. He breaks free of the entanglement. So instead of the tail attack, he's basically breaking free. So he has Felgar in the mouth, and he goes to try to hit. Basically, as he steps forward to try to hit you with the tail, he breaks free of the entanglement. But it did prevent him. It was good because it prevented him to make that attack. With that, we go to Glendon.
Right.
Now, Glendon, whatever you do get advantage on this.
Oh, I'm gonna run up and smack his ass.
Okay.
Get on the other side of me, on the bank side, if you can.
Right here.
Well, think about that. If we're both on the same side, he can tail attack us both.
Yeah, good thinking. Let me make sure okay, I can make it there. Yeah, I'm gonna try to hit him with the old axe.
Okay. Roll with advantage. Okay.
Roll.
It did. So that is going to hit. Is there anything you want? So it's 9 points of damage. Anything else, or just 9?
It's gonna be smitten.
All right. So give me 2d8. So 9 plus 8,
3 and a 5.
17, 50. Okay. All right. So with that, you run. You slide through under the bottom of the dinosaur. What's wrong?
Barnabas didn't go on my turn.
I'll come back to him. We'll come back to him. Okay. He goes. He slides. You slide under him. You grab the. You pick up the axe as you slide under him. You reach up. You actually cut into its throat. As soon as that landed, the unicorn, the spectral unicorn, comes out of your axe as well as you bury the axe into it and pull it out. You basically pull up this giant like string of blood as you pull back out of the side of the dinosaur, and with that, it is Barnabas's turn. So let's go back and get Barnabas.
He was stout.
Okay.
Say you Felagor.
All right. He's gonna run up to here, and
Turtle's gonna run.
he reaches back and he's gonna throw like this little like flint of fire that comes out of his staff, which will hit him. This is actually a dex save that the dinosaur has to make to not take the damage, but he got hit by it. So 6 points. After he does that, he drops the shield and he puts his hand out over Felagor and go, Messavros give you sanctuary in your time of need. And you see like this bubble like go over Felagor in the mouth of the T-Rex.
Protective coating.
Right. And now it's Volo's turn.
So there's like a plastic coating on the beef? He's a Slim Jim.
It's a Listerine. What are those? The fresh breath strips?
Yeah.
Okay.
Slim Jim. Yeah. Volo's like, hi.
Volo, he looks at the altar, and he's going to jump in the water and kind of start swimming over to here. So that's going to be his turn, is just getting over to the altar.
What's the cat guy doing?
That's a good question. You look over your shoulder, and he is not there.
Okay.
Well,
He has left.
just
Okay. So now that the cat person has left, we go back to the top of the round. So now we're back at Finn. The dinosaur is still like going crazy. Finn, your turn.
I'm gonna murder him.
Felagor did go.
Felagor try anything?
He did. Remember, he did the big crit attack.
All right. Attack 1.
That's going to hit. For 4 points of damage plus another d6. A mighty 5. All right,
Yeah.
second attack.
Attack 2.
Miss.
Flurry. Use my last key.
That'll hit. 7 points of damage plus another d6. Okay, that's solid. All right. You just keep wailing in. You're breaking into his flesh, and that last attack that you put in, you actually hit the bone. You actually like you feel like you chipped the side of its bone as you like smashed into it. It's kind of rearing back, and it's kind of favoring that leg that you've hit so hard at this point. And now we move to, okay, so on your turn, it's now also Barnabas's turn, because Barnabas goes on the same with you. Okay. He's going to, I think we forgot this last time, he's going to shoot the dinosaur again with the big attack. So he's gonna reach that staff back and push it out again. And ooh, I think he's gonna miss that one. Yeah, wide right. He shoots that wide right. That misses. And now we go to the dinosaur's turn. It is going to attempt to bite down on Feligar. But he has to make a wisdom saving throw to do so because he's covered in a sanctuary from Barnabas. Ooh, which he does without a problem. All right, he's going to try to bite him down.
Which is the wisest dinosaur I've ever seen.
It is. All right.
Bit through the anointed oil.
He does. He breaks through the sanctuary. He bites down on Feligar, who is still raging. So he'll only take half of 19 plus 26 of 13. All right. So he bites down. He crunches down on top of Feligar. At this point, he seemed like kind of kicking him back and forth. Feligar is unconscious at this point. And the dinosaur is chewing on him. He takes his tail and he slaps Finn. He's going to attempt to slap Finn. 26 to hit.
I'm going to get hit, but I'm going to Hellish Rebuke.
Ooh, you are. All right. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. 13 plus 5 is okay, so 18. Hang on a second. Math hard here. 18. So it's 25 damage.
God, I'm at 9.
Yep. All right, Hellish Rebuke for how much?
Good question. Hellish Rebuke. It is point your finger at the creature that damaged you, momentarily surrounded by flames. The creature must make a dexterity saving throw or it takes 2d10 fire damage on a failed save.
Fail.
Okay. 2d10. And I don't know, could the... let's see.
Woo,
So
there you
does
go.
it count, this doesn't trigger the hunter's mark, does it?
I'm going to say it does. It may not. I'll say it does. That's a good... We'll give it to you. I want it to be big because it's the only Hellish Rebuke you'll ever have in the thing. because you don't have a way to put it back in there. All right. So the Unestone fires out this giant flame as you get hit by the tail. You see part of the scales of the dinosaur actually melt off, and like you can see like its flesh melting as it roars back after hitting you. You're on the ground at this point from taking the massive tail swipe. But you're looking up and there's blood coming out of this thing. It's melting. It's still got a dead minotaur, half dead, mostly dead minotaur in its mouth. And it is Glendon's turn.
Save him.
Huh?
Yeah, Barnabas.
Did Barnabas go?
Yes, he missed.
All right. The dinosaur is still thrashing about.
Correct.
And are we at the point where Barnabas is making death saves and stuff?
Felgar?
Feligar will be making
Feligar.
Feligar will be making death saves. Yes.
All right.
Although he may be low enough where you could bring it down and we could save
That's what I'm
him. I
saying.
don't know. It's
So in this game, if you don't do massive damage, he's at 0. So it's not like he's at -8. He's at 0.
Right. Do I get any sort of bonus? I don't know how flanking even works.
So flanking, you get advantage. You get advantage on the attack.
Did I get
Would
knocked
that
back?
apply here?
Not technically, no. As far as getting knocked back, no.
All right.
You do get advantage on the attack.
You do get advantage on the attack.
Gotcha.
So yeah, the 22 will definitely hit. So 8 points of damage. Anything else?
Oh, if it's still up, we're smitten.
It's up.
All right. D8, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way to roll 2 D8 at once? Is that what the 2, 3, 4, 5 is?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Wow. Wow. Man, we're getting there. All right. Volo runs over here, starts looking over the. He pulls out his staff. He pulls the gem off, and he starts going over, and he casts a spell on the altar itself. And he starts. You hear him like speaking or like uttering some strange language as he's reading over some runes on the altar itself. That's his turn. Finn, it is now your turn. So top of the round, Finn. Finn and
a
Bart.
potion an action or
It
a
is
bonus action?
it's an action.
I think. Well, there's only one way we're getting out of this. We're committed now. We're pot committed. $15.
That'll hit.
So 3
Plus the hunter's mark. Oh, wait, pause. Concentration for being hit with the hunter's mark.
Oh.
So the attack will still hit. Let me just see if you still have hunter's mark up. So you took a boatload of damage. You took, what, 25? So it's half of that. So you got to roll a 12, basically.
Do I get any?
It's a constitution save. So whatever your con is. So it's the 4. It's the low one, yeah. So hunter's mark drops. So you lose your concentration for being hit with that. So you still hit it for 3.
And I'll go ahead and.
Offhand?
Yep.
Okay. Definitely will hit another 5. Okay. All right. Barnabas's turn. He is going to cast again. He's going to pick up his shield, and he reaches back, and as he casts this spell, you see his mouth get very large, and he just calls out. He goes, "Spit it out!" as he kind of casts this command out to the dinosaur to try to force him to drop Felgar. So wisdom saving throw for the dinosaur. That's a fail. All right, so with that, he drops Felgar's lifeless body to the ground, and then I can't do that. That I can't do. Okay, that's it for him. At this point, he's going to jump in the water and start moving up to here. He gets right up next to. He's going to jump in the water, get right up next, and basically be over Felgar's body with a shield. He's going to take swim over and kind of protect Felgar. We go now to dinosaur turn. The dinosaur. The dinosaur is going to turn towards Glendon and make an attack. He's going to try to bite Glendon. 24 to hit.
Yeah, you're what, 21?
26. No, sorry, make it 32 damage.
Oh, I'm almost dead.
All right, so he goes and bites you. He crunches your armor. Your armor kind of gives in to the strength of the jaws of the thing, and he lifts you up off the ground. So at this point, your legs are hanging upside down as he's grabbed you, and he starts kind of like shaking you back and forth. But you're still alive. The armor basically has protected you from you as he's biting into your armor. And let's see if he's biting. He's turned. He bit him. The problem is that y'all are on opposite sides. So if he swings at Finn, it'll be disadvantaged because it's a blind attack. Yeah, so he'll attack you. It'll be blind. So this is disadvantage, which I still think is going to hit you.
Yep.
I think Finn's going down.
Yep.
That tail. So 7 plus 14. So that is, yeah. So you're
I'm
down.
at 0.
All right. So Finn goes down. Glendon's in its mouth.
Down.
You're not down. Glendon's up. And
Felagard.
Glendon. Okay. Felagar has got to make another death save. You know, I didn't make the first one. So he passed the first one. This is his second one, which he passed. So he's passed 2. That's where Felagar's at. Now it's Glendon's turn. You are in its mouth. You are still up. You're just in its mouth.
Let's see. I'm trying to see exactly what I should do. I'm just gonna try to.
Tell me
If I'm in its
Tell me you
mouth-
don't have heat metal.
Yeah, I know, right? I guess I'll just try to.
Lay on hands.
If I'm in its mouth, will it automatically get to like chomp on me next?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to get out.
Okay.
Dead.
So, all right. So a grapple check.
T-Rex.
All right. So this is a strength athletics check, basically. Do you have
Plus 4.
athletics?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Plus
You
4.
get out. You get out. You nattied. Oh no! So you can't. Guidance is an action. Your action is actually getting out. So he bites you. You manage to just use all of your furball strength to actually use the axe to push up, and you actually pry his mouth open. You roll out of its mouth. You are now on the ground. Now that was your action. You just roll down onto the ground. Is there anything you want to do with a bonus action or anything you want to do with your move? Well, you don't want to move away from it.
I don't have much bonus action. There's not really much I can do with bonus action.
You can't lay on hands as a bonus.
No.
Action. That's what I was
Is
gonna do,
drinking a
but-
potion an action or a bonus?
That's an action.
Yeah. There's not much I can do. I haven't already spent. All right. Kind of defiantly, I guess. I run now. Everybody else is dead.
Just stand there and take it. You're actually here now. Okay. All right, so you're there. Also on your turn is what Barnabas should have gone on.
My turn.
So we missed
Yeah.
Barnabas. Yeah, I'm getting messed up not having these people there. All right, so Barnabas is going to cast his heal on Felagar. Felagar's actually going to get a turn this round. He's going to upcast it. A mighty 3 plus his bonus, so a mighty 6. So Felagar's at 6. So Felagar actually goes on Glendon's turn. So Glendon, you wrestle yourself out. Felagar pulls himself to, rolls over, and is going to rage and attack the dino, who is going to give advantage on the attack. The 16 plus 2, the 18 will hit, and then he's going to swing his axe. So another 7 damage. So that'll be... And then he gets his frenzy attack. Advantage. Does the 8... Did it roll a second time?
Mm-mm.
I didn't see it. Okay. Yeah, it did a 2. 8. So we'll go with the 8 plus his 5 is enough to hit it. So that's going to hit it. 13's the number.
Yeah, it's not like it has a great AC.
No,
it's
it
just a
doesn't.
dinosaur.
7 plus 12. Okay. He comes to as Barnabas heals him. He rages. He runs up to make the attack. He drives his axe into the side of the dinosaur. And the dinosaur, with that attack, it cuts the bottom of its throat, and he kind of starts slinging blood around, and he kind of takes a couple of steps, and he falls over headfirst into the river.
Thank God.
All right. So Finn is down. Glendon almost down. Barnabas healed Feligar up. So all of this is happening. All right, so real quick, everybody do one quick action. I need a death save from Finn.
Is that con?
It's just a straight roll. 1 to 10 is a fail, 11 up is a pass. Or no, 10 and up is a pass, yeah. 12, it's a pass. All right, so +1 for you. All right, now, Glendon, what do you want to do?
Is he in negatives or how?
He's at 0. He's bleeding out, basically.
I slap 10 on him.
All right, so you're at 10. So you run over, you cast Lay on Hands. You start bringing him up. Feligar is kind of like breathing a sigh as he's like looking over. He takes his axe. He starts chomping at the head of the T-Rex, and he actually severs the head off. I mean, he's still bleeding. I mean, he's like on death's door. Like his wounds are just barely closed. But he's just in this rage, just like cutting the head off this thing. Barnabas looks over and says, "Volo, what are you getting at over there?" And Volo turns and says, "We need to run now. This is not what they were trying to summon."
Okay, that's all I need to hear. I'm going to chug a health potion.
All right, so that's good. So chug a health potion. What did we say that one healed?
2d4 plus 2.
Okay. Woo! Nice. Rolling hot.
10.
Got my salve. I got my salve on.
You put me at 10, and then I just healed 10. So I'm at 20.
Good. So Volo runs. He jumps into the creek. Barnabas does the same. He's heading back across. Is it Glendon? So y'all need to move. So Feligar, he's basically cutting the head off this thing.
Feligar, cut some claws off. Take the claws.
He goes, "Fine." So that little T-Rex hand, he cuts the hand. He takes that, and he runs and jumps as well. What are you two going to do? Y'all control.
Back that way.
All right, well, move your gun.
What I'm going to try to do. I'm going to crouch. I'm going to try to kill Bill and pluck an eyeball out of the damn thing's head before I jump across the river.
Not a problem. I'll let you do it. All right, so you chug a potion, you drop the bottle, you grab it high, and then you just run and jump across.
Yep.
Okay. So we'll just get you. We'll get y'all. Yeah, okay. So as y'all are all running, you see like Volo kind of like going with the stream. And he gets up to about here, and he runs over. He goes, "They were calling something else. It's horrible. We've got to go."
I'm trusting him.
All right. So as y'all are getting up on the bank, you hear this massive roar. Like the T-Rex's roar was terrifying and loud. This is beyond that, and it seems to be coming out over the trees. As that happens, this darkness kind of falls over the forest, and everything starts getting dark, like magically dark, like can't see through it dark. What do y'all want to do?
I'm doing my best, Jesse Owens.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should hide.
We got to go.
Y'all want to like hide and see what it is, or just book it?
I don't know, man, because we don't have Pass Without Trace on anymore. It's not like we're getting any bonuses.
What's Feligar at? HP wise, I mean, when I look at,
we're all up. He can drink a potion while he runs.
Still got 10 on laying hands. On hands.
Feligar is dragging his axe. Like he's trying to keep up with you guys. I mean, he almost got eaten by a T-Rex. I mean, he's hurting.
We'll slap 5 on him and then 5 on me, and then I'm out.
Okay. All right, Felgar. I mean, even with that, he's dragging. I mean, he's just dragging. He's also exhausted from his raging, so he's moving. So we'll just go ahead. Felgar is moving to here. Barnabas is beside him. Volo is in front. He's leaving everybody. He's suddenly spry.
I'm gonna take a quick look behind us and try to spot what's coming.
Perception check, please.
Oh, at the Mountains of Madness, you don't want to look back.
We'll go with the 18. Okay, as the darkness rolls over the forest, it is not like it's dark. It is like black, like whatever is there doesn't exist anymore. It is a magical darkness that is going over. It gets to the altar and it closes, and for a brief moment, stepping out of that darkness, you see what it is. You see what they were calling. This massive black dragon.
Oh. I'm assuming that is Velvantis.
It's a very massive black dragon, and he goes and crosses over the trees, and he sees the dead T-Rex, and you just hear him just like roar out in like this anger and frustration. You sense that he was hunting. He wanted that.
Got a good meal now. We did the work. Pay no attention to the bloodied adventurers.
I think we should stop, drop, and hide.
Give me a stealth check. Everyone else is further west. Give me a stealth check.
I don't know who came first. Oh, the low one did, of course.
Okay. Okay. With that, he starts looking around. He spots you. And with that, you need to make a saving throw. Make a wisdom saving throw. Save versus fear. You are absolutely terrified. You just stop. You're frozen in fear and almost like petrified. You can't force yourself to move. As the darkness just comes over, he looks over. You see him turn its head and look off to the side. And then the darkness just rolls over, and you're just frozen in fear for several moments. Now, Glendon, what are you doing? You just look back, and you see Finn just frozen, like cannot physically move.
Right. What? Try to shake him out of it. No.
All right, so you go up to him to try to shake him out of it. You're just like shaking him, and he's like frozen in fear. Barnabas comes up to you. And he actually puts his hand on the head of Finn and said, "Miss Severus, calm your emotions." And when he says that, that fear just rolls off, and you kind of come to. You were almost like catatonic there for a second. And with that, he grabs you. Barnabas grabs you and like moves you to the bank to move. So at this point, y'all can move.
And now I will outrun everyone.
Okay, so as y'all are running, you can hear things brushing beside you. You're basically trying to outrun the darkness. The dragon seems to be staying in the darkness. Y'all are trying to move away from it, and y'all are basically sprinting across from it. As y'all continue to move and run, you look, Volo is in the distance. He never stopped running, but Finn, you're catching up to him at this point. Y'all run, and it seems like the darkness just stopped at some point behind you. And you look, and you see this wall of darkness behind you that has completely stopped. Y'all continue to move, and you get back into that marshy area that you were at before where the boat is. So y'all basically ran for like 15, 20 minutes just sprinting, like, don't care about stealth, don't care about any of that. Y'all are just running for your lives, and y'all get back to the boat.
Jesus.
Anything else?
Let's go lick our wounds.
Okay, so with that, I guess y'all are gonna go jump into the boat itself and move back into and get back to the ship. So, and that's where we're kind of leave it, I think, is a good stopping point. So y'all have investigated, y'all found that the lizard folk are up to something, that they seem to be worshiping or summoning some type of god that is actually a dragon, and that dragon seems to hunt in this area that y'all are trying to pass through. He actually hunts that area that's over that river. So with that, y'all are going to row back out to the boat, and y'all can take your rest and heal. Felgar is going to have some lasting wounds from this battle. It's not going to be something that can be easily magically healed. It's going to take some time for him because he was very close to receiving max damage to dying. So this is going to have a lasting impact for Felgar, and that's something we may talk about off game and then come back and kind of figure out what's going on with him. So we get back. Volo does tell you that the text and the writing that he read said something about the great god Velvantus, which you do remember is one of the names that Vorix told you about. He's one of the 3 dragons. So the black dragon is hunting, and basically everything that has befouled and maybe caused this marsh is from the dragon.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, and with that, we'll call it for this week. We'll pick up next week for episode 9. Hopefully Laszlo's move is done and we'll have the full party, and we'll go from there. So until next time, we'll see you guys later.